Mike, was the 3-game suspension fair?
No, it wasn't fair. It was justified and necessary in this PC society we live in, this customer is always right society we live in. But as far as I'm concerned, that 3-game suspension was about 3 games too long. Because I can't figure out why it's okay for fans to be unruly, to be rude, to insult players, but they have to be held to a higher standard and practice more self-control. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this idea that's okay, they don't want to set a precedent by suggesting that this is okay, as if the floodgates are going to open and players are going to start storming the stands already. You know, I just don't, these fans who feel like they're entitled to say and do what they please to, especially a kid in this case, a college player in this case, simply because they bought a ticket and they're qualified as super fans, that they're passionate, that it's okay for them to do this with no kind of repercussions, no consequences or repercussions. That's not just in this case. I just saw Oregon staffers claim that Arizona State students spit on them, okay, as they were leaving the court. You just had Navarro Bowman get stuff thrown at him coming off the field in Seattle. And it's not all fans, but fans like this who feel like they have a license to say what they want, they get no sympathy from me. And he's lucky. Now, I'm willing to take him at his word, but to an extent, because I have a hard time, I'm talking about Orr. Yeah. I have a hard time believing that Marcus Smart snapped just because he called him a piece of crap. But if he said what Smart alleged that Orr said, he's lucky all he got was pushed.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that the reason that it was a 3-game suspension, only one, because when I first saw this absent of knowing what happened, just seeing the video, I was thinking, man, the NCAA is going to overreact, and they don't suspend this kid between 6 and 10 games. I thought they were really going to...
If not longer.
If not longer. I thought they really were going to try to put the hammer down and ruin his season. It's 3 games because they don't know who to believe, more than likely. They don't know if he really did say a racial slur or if he didn't. And what they don't want to do is punish somebody who was subjected to that kind of racial taunting, which unfortunately happens too often in sport.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But here's where I am okay with it, is that, look, you're right. People don't have the right to say anything they want to you, and certainly in our jobs, we get a lot of that with how people respond to what we say on social media. But let's not act like life is fair, number one, and let's not act like all problems are solved that way. Here's the thing. Marcus Smart, I think he's come a long way, and college has done him well. When you dig into his background, this has always been an issue. And I think this is a teachable moment for him. You know, growing up, it was a great profile written about him in USA Today, and he talked about as a kid how he threw rocks at people, threw rocks at the wrong person, and the guy tried to kill him. We saw the incident earlier this season West Virginia, where he kicked a chair. Anger management is a problem. And let's not forget that this is coming. I could easily see this being a boiling point moment.
He may have been a ticking time bomb in some respects.
They've been on a losing streak. This was a team that was supposed to do much better than they have been. He's had a bad season. He's put a lot of pressure on himself because he decided to come back and not go to the NBA draft. He's only shooting 28% from 3, 42% from the field. He's having a bad season. And this was a bad game. And then you get pushed. Your momentum takes you into the stands. You're already frustrated by how you're playing. Somebody says something wrong, whether it was racial slur or not,
right
and
there.
You snap.
Okay, but right there, though, why is the instigator now? And I get Orr has volunteered to not go to any more Texas Tech games.
Well, he shouldn't have had to. They should have done that anyway.
Okay, but why is the instigator always given a pass? Why are they always given the benefit of the doubt? This whole customer's always right culture that we live in. And you're right. It's life. But I just find we got to do a better job of protecting the players, too. They shouldn't have to perform and be subjected to that type of behavior.
I'm with you, and I'm actually shocked that it doesn't happen more often.
Well, you hit on the number isn't lying. 3 games because they knew. They knew they had to give him something.
Yeah,
okay?
Because you cannot.
Smart's guilty but not responsible. How you like that?